think I picked the wrong recipe. Okay, so I'm all showered from the gym. I went to Mexico last year and I had this chicken tortilla soup. It was from one of the authentic Mexican restaurants there. And it literally was like the freshest chicken tortilla soup I've ever like tasted. I know they probably killed the chicken in the back. Like that's how fresh it tasted. Now, today I found a recipe online that I think is similar, and I think it's more of like a verde sauce like tortilla soup. So I bought this. Well, I had this already in my fridge from Sprouts. It is a fire roasted salsa, tomatillo, and jalapeno. So I'm gonna use that. But these are some of the other ingredients that I'm gonna use to make this soup. Now, this is high in protein. I don't think I'm gonna add this, but in case I want rice on the side of it, I got this, which is like low in calories and it's also low in sodium. So I'm trying to do a low sodium diet. So I got like bone broth, that's low sodium, and I also got chicken broth, that's low sodium. But I have my pepper, my salt. Let me show you. I have my chili powder, paprika, oregano. Then I also have my poblano, my bell pepper, my onion, my lime, cilantro, the salsa, and then I have my like chicken over there. But I will say, like, I'm excited to try this. I've never made it before, and I love trying like out new recipes just to see how it comes out. So let's get started. I want to say this is the best investment that I've ever bought. This is a DJI Osmo Pocket 3. Chef's kiss. It's eating it up, eating the girls up. Let me find the recipe. The website's called Half Baked Harvest, and it is the salsa verde chicken and rice tortilla soup. This should be fun. I've never made this recipe before, but I'm just going based off of what they said. So first things first is I have to heat the olive oil, add onion, the poblano, peppers, chicken, chili powder, paprika, and oregano, pinch of salt, and a pinch of pepper. And it says cook for 5 minutes or until you smell the seasoning. It's chicken, so I'm gonna cook it a little longer than 5 minutes. But I feel you, girl. I'm not really necessarily an onion eater, but yeah. I picked a big onion. I don't typically eat them, but when I do, this is how I cut it. I usually put them in my chilies or like burgers when needed. I try not to cut the middle because I think that's where the taste come from. I'm gonna go ahead and add this into the pot. Oh, it didn't call for bell peppers, but I love bell peppers, so I shall be using this one. I love how like I'll see a recipe, but then I'm like, oh, let me finagle that a little bit, and then I'll look for it to come out tasting the same. It doesn't always, but I love bell peppers, so we're always gonna add that. I'm surprised this recipe didn't call for garlic. It's so hard for me not to add onion powder and garlic powder to everything. Yeah, I'm gonna add it. Again, I'm just gonna do a rough chop. Set these to the side. Now for the poblano. Try to cut in ways that I get no seeds. One thing I love about getting recipes off of Pinterest is that, you know, I feel like some restaurants that you may not have access to, like there's some restaurants in Nebraska that I can't necessarily go to, but I can definitely look online and see like some of the recipes, and I can make some of them at home. The one that I've never been able to make was I used to go to this restaurant called Roja. Oh my God, they used to be so good. They have these like flat nachos, fire. The shrimp tostadas, fire. And also their chicken chili rellenos, my favorite. I have not had anything like it before, and I've ordered it at other restaurants and they just don't come close. And they used to take this like shredded chicken and cheese, and they would stuff it inside of poblanos, and then they would like put this batter on the poblanos. Oh my God, it tastes amazing. Low key, I think I did not turn the stove on. No wonder I'm not hearing anything cook. Oops. Make sure you turn your stove on while you're cooking. But yeah, that was probably my favorite like Mexican dish for years. And then when I was in Nebraska, they actually closed that location down during COVID. So they just never opened it back up. And I like order poblanos at other restaurants, but it just never tastes the same. And I don't know who came up with the recipe, but I miss them. I don't know what batter they use, but I would love to like, if I could find that recipe from Roja, it's a done deal. Well, maybe it's not, because I don't like to cook with a lot of oil, so I don't like to fry things in my house. I don't know, it's just, as I got older, I just stick away from like all the extra oils, but that was one of like the meals that if I could get right now, like I would pay double for it. Cooking this, so it's like we got the onions going, we're about to put the bell peppers in there and the poblano. And then I'm gonna wash and season my chicken. Another food memory that I have in Omaha is there was this food truck called Locomotive, and I tag my friend in it often, but they used to have this steak and frites sandwich, and basically it was like, I'm not sure what kind of steak it was, but I don't know, it was amazing. But it was like a grilled cheese with like steak and fries on the inside with tomatoes and peppers, and it just was so flavorful. Man, it was so flavorful. Those were the days for sure. Now I have my poblano and my bell pepper all cut up. I have my onion on the stove. I do want this to hurry up and cook because I do have to add the chicken in. I might cook the chicken in a separate pan, just to kind of get things moving a little faster. It said to cook it with it, but there's no room at the bottom of the pan right now. So yeah, we're gonna get that started. No, but honestly, like I fell in love with cooking at a very young age. Like I started cooking the Thanksgiving meal with my grandmother, and I never forget, the only thing I didn't like to cook was when she used to have me sitting there taking the extra little skin off the chitlins. No, pick somebody else to do it, baby. But when she had me making greens at the age of 5, so I know how to pick greens. I actually make greens for my family often for Thanksgiving. I learned how to make mac and cheese. I actually came up with my own mac and cheese recipe, so it's not like what she used to make. But I learned how to do like her burgers, her meatloaf, which is so crazy. I made the meatloaf for my sister one time, and since she used to have me in the kitchen, like really learning all the recipes, I remember like after she passed and my grandfather passed as well, I made it for my sister, and she's like, oh my God, this tastes just like our grandparents made it. Yeah. Oh, and the roast. My grandpa, I sat with him a little before he passed and kind of gathered how he made things. And so now when I cook, the food tastes exactly like my grandparents made it, and I just love it. So if you have your grandparents here or you have like your parents here, get your favorite recipes from them, get it in writing or put it down somewhere. I have all mine in memory, but definitely like sit down with them, learn how they learned how to cook, watch them. So that way when you have a home of your own, or you start a family of your own, you can start your own food traditions, but you can bring in like your family traditional foods too. Here we just have the poblanos, the bell peppers, and the onions. I know the bell peppers were not called for, but I like to cook in color. Oops, I got a big chunk there, didn't I? And I tell you it was a rough cut, I was not lying. It's like my little one just woke up from a nap. And when I say my little one, I'm talking about my dog. That's my son right there. We've been knowing each other for about a week, but I'm his best friend, okay? His name is Prince Charming. He does not answer to Prince, only to Charming. I think he's heard his name. I hear his color. I think it goes without saying, if there's a recipe that you want me to try or that you want me to try to perfect, or that like is one of your favorites, definitely send it on over or put it down in the comments. I'll see what I can find and we can make it together. I love cooking. I like trying a new recipe like at least every 2 weeks. So I'm definitely down, y'all. We can cook together. one of the things that I forgot to do was introduce myself. My name is Brianna. I go by Bree Simone, and I am new to the whole YouTube side of town. However, I am here to stay, okay? I love creating TikToks. I love creating short form videos. I used to have these videos that I used to put out there called Bree's Got Food at the House, where I would just try to find what's in my fridge or in my pantry to make meals like for the day or for the week or whatever. And I used to get a lot of great feedback from the meals that I used to make. And so they're just like, girl, drop the recipe. So this is my attempt, even though that was like 4 years ago, this is my attempt on dropping the recipes for the foods that I love and the foods that I like to try. My goal is to have people start eating more colorful things. So things that have more veggies, more fruit, different cultures, different tastes that you're normally used to. Like, I want you to step outside of your box completely. One of my favorite meals to make, oh God, what's one of my favorite meals to make? That's a tough one. I love making miso ramen. Love it down, okay? When I moved to Texas, their ramen is a lot different. So in Nebraska, the ramen does contain like chicken and different flavors like that. And here in Texas, they ain't got no chicken for your ramen. So I have to make that at home, which is cool. Like, I don't mind it. Oh my gosh. I love all things food, honestly. Like, I really don't like onions unless they're cooked. So how this is gonna be like a cooked onion recipe, I don't mind making this at all. I'll eat it, tear it down. I love making white chicken chili, cabbage soup, cabbage steak, like baked chicken, all that, air fried chicken, whatever it is, we can definitely try that together. However, I will say that I am a content creator. I used to create content for brands as a profession for nearly about 10 years. Recently I've been fun employed, so I've just been doing freelance work, I would say freelance, but I'm actually just kind of dabbling into creating content for myself before I step out and like branch out and start creating again for others. So back in the day, and I say back in the day, but this is only like a couple years. Back in the day, I used to actually make videos on just kind of like wellness and wellness journey. And then I used to do LinkedIn pages during the pandemic to help people get jobs. So that was one of my favorite things to do. And I think I want to lean back into that. Like, I would love to lean back into like helping with resumes, helping with like LinkedIn profiles, or like biographies, or like speech write-ups, whatever it is that you guys need. Just let me know what you're interested in. I can show you some of my favorite platforms. I would love to do that. Like, I am a social media girl, okay? I know all the tools, all the tricks and things, and I'm just learning and growing in this season, and I just love it. I just recently moved to Texas, I want to say 2 years ago. I'll be 35 in February. Yeah, 35. Don't look it, but I'll be 35 years old in February. So the goal is for me right now, it's just to keep putting myself out there, keep creating content, and hopefully connecting with a community. And so as I'm building one here in Texas on my own, I live in the DFW. And I'm here for right now. I don't see God telling me to go anywhere else right now. But yeah, I'm definitely a person of faith. I'm on this spiritual journey to believe in bigger, and also reconnecting with God, like in my own way. I grew up in the church. So I think finding God for myself is really important to me, and what that relationship looks like with me. I love self-help books. I love music. I love a good TV show, nothing scary. Christmas movie me down all year. I'm cool with that. I'm recently single, but I'm not in a season where I'm looking for somebody to date. I'm in a season where I'm still learning and growing and trying to expand my relationship with God. So follow me on my journey. Now let's get back to cooking this food, girl. This is the oregano, the chili powder, and the paprika. And then add in the chicken broth and the salsa. And then when the chicken is a little bit more brown, we're gonna add that in too. Oh, I wouldn't be me if I didn't add a little adobo. Just a little bit. Not a lot of it. That's it. It has a nice color to it. It said 2 cups of verde sauce. I only have 10.5 ounces. I mean, 2 cups 16. We're a little low. It's okay. We finagle. I'll just add in more broth. I'm gonna add in first the bone broth. I know bone broth kind of makes it taste a little more pungent. However, the goal is to have more protein in our diet, and I'm kind of making this soup based off of the protein that it offers. So. Chicken broth. Yeah, it's not a lot of chicken. Well, it's like 4 boneless, skinless chicken thighs. So that should be enough. And we're gonna give it a stir. It smells really good. So I added all the seasonings, the paprika, the cumin, the paprika, the chili powder, the oregano, the poblanos and onions are in here. And so we're gonna bring this to boil. I'm gonna add the chicken in once it gets a little bit more color on the other side. And then just kind of have it cook for maybe 20 to 25 minutes, bring it to a boil for that long, and then shred the chicken, and then it should be good to go. While all of that is boiling, I'm gonna go ahead and slice up my lime. That smells good. And the garlic, and then I'm gonna make some tea while I cook. I left the gym about an hour ago. No, like 2 hours ago. So I should have eaten before now, but I was kind of waiting to make the soup, and then I also had to feed the pup. So now it's time for me to get something to eat. I have sour cream in there. I don't know if I necessarily need it, but I'll chop up some cilantro and I'll kind of bunch up some of the tortilla chips. At this point, I might make the rice. I'm not sure. I actually really like this rice too. I got this back when I was in Omaha. And I was just looking through the pre-made rices to see which one was like the healthier option. This one actually had the least amount of sodium. One of my friends, God rest his soul, told me to be careful when I'm actually using like the pre-cooked rice because a lot of them are high in sodium. And I'm trying to do like an anti-inflammatory diet. I'm leaning more into like anti-inflammatory things to eat. So I'm looking at like, heavy on the protein. That's why I use a little bone broth. It just instead of like the chicken broth. And so I'll opt for cauliflower rice instead of regular rice, but I don't feel like making cauliflower rice tonight. And I think this only takes like 2 minutes. But this is from Kroger. This is their basmati rice. Love that down. It's a lot healthier than the other kind of rice that you get. But this just says microwave for 2 minutes and fluff. But since this is gonna take 20 minutes to like boil, I'll wait to make the rice so that way it can be like warm and ready. I'm starving, by the way. I went to the gym maybe around 5 or 6. So it is now 8:48. I usually eat before 8:30 and I kind of like fast for the rest of the night. Or I'll just have like an apple with like peanut butter if I'm really hungry by midnight, if I'm like editing videos or working late. So I'm gonna drink some water, so stay hydrated while I wait for the food to be done. I think the chicken is ready to go, so I'll just switch the eyes because the front one gets a lot hotter than the one in the back. I kind of want this to hurry up. Yeah, in the instructions they say only to saute for 5 minutes, but I like my chicken cooked. Let's get a nice color to this. I'm gonna turn this all the way up. And it doesn't take a lot to boil, but since I added 2 things of chicken broth in here, I'm gonna push the chicken down to the bottom so they can still cook a little longer. Even though they're cooked, I just wanted to really cook in the flavors of the seasonings that I put in there. So I'm gonna give it a stir. The color of the soup was a lot different than what I was going for. I think I was going for more of a green verde, but we're gonna taste it and try it after it's done. I think it's like some of the same ingredients that I had at the restaurant, but if not, we'll find another one and do it all over again. I don't think they had rice in there, but I think to kind of fill me up, I might add rice. Okay, I think I picked the wrong recipe. That's okay. I do this a lot. Like I'll look at a recipe once or twice. I'll try to memorize it and then I'll finagle and do it the way I want, but that's okay. Hopefully it comes out good. I actually think I made the wrong soup. This is the kind that I thought I was making. And this is the one that I actually made. I made it regular chicken tortilla soup, but I meant to make an authentic chicken verde soup. I'll try the verde one next week and just see how that goes. But yeah, this one is the wrong one. Yeah, so this is a fail. I mean, but at least it's a good fail. It looks good. So even though this was not the meal I intended to make, it actually came out pretty good. It's giving Tex-Mex.